Yo, 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 funky people. Welcome back to the channel with our favorite Unity game right now.
Unity does not understand the concept of love. Understand the concept of love.
Not
It does
at
not.
all.
So for those that don't know what we mean by that, at this time of the video, last stream, or not stream, wow, I've been doing Twitch too long. Last time we recorded, we learned a little bit of news from the indie, well, kind of indie, the game engine Unity. For those that don't know, Unity is a game engine that's relatively lower cost that a lot of indie games, this game included, had been made on. Some of the most highly praised indie games ever have been made on Unity.
Now,
Like,
I'm not completely sure this is a Unity game, but Will did mention it. Like, if this
I
is a
looked
Unity
it up.
game,
I got curious and
I
looked it
feel
up.
so bad that this game drops and then the Unity shit happens, like, right after. Like, really, this is bad luck.
So for those that are wondering, what is the Unity shit we mean? Well, to put it as succinctly as I can, Unity is trying to implement a change in which that developers that reach a particular amount of installs in their game, so like if a game drops that's made in Unity and it reaches around 200,000 installs, the devs will be charged 2 cents per install.
Though they're
Like,
talking
after-
about like walking some of it back now, but it's like too little, too late. It's like, oh, and
Yeah,
like, if you
the trust
pay
is
for
broken.
This,
The trust
Yeah.
is broken, and so many
I was
game
listening
devs
to
are
a
either
game
going to
developer
delist.
today, and he's like, "Oh yeah, so like if I don't want to pay this ridiculous price, I have to get 3 subscriptions as a single like developer."
Yeah, and essentially what it's like is like, oh well, a lot of devs have now made it known to Unity that this is a stupid decision, and now a lot of devs are either planning on full on making their games into a different engine, importing their games into a different engine when they're able to. And I understand, remaking a game in a different engine is not the same as drag and drop on code. It's not.
Yeah.
And I also understand like that a lot of people's livelihoods can sometimes be based on a game being good. Like I remember back when Cuphead first dropped, and I had learned that the devs of that game had put out a second mortgage on their homes in order to be able to make the game possible.
Yo, new graffiti sold.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I want that as a car decal.
that is awesome. Like I've been trying to explore the area and find some new stuff.
So, essentially what this means is that, like, once a dev reaches a threshold, they get charged for individual installs in their game. Now, it's already shitty about that, but it's also the definition of what they see as an install that particularly, like, rubs a lot of people the wrong way.
So if you like get the game on PC, download it on your main PC, and then you download it on your laptop,
That's a
separate install.
If you bought a game okay, so say you have a game that that was made in Unity that you played and you really enjoyed it, but you hadn't played it in a while after you first beat it, but you wanted to play it again for some like New Game Plus run, and then you get a new game that you like, but you don't have the space on your PC to quite play it yet. So you're like, okay, well, I'll just uninstall a bunch of games to fit this new one on my hard drive. A classic PC gamer issue. I've faced it. Jordan, you've definitely faced it.
This is why I have 4 hard drives in my computer now.
Exactly. So, then later in life, or later down the line after you've beaten that new game, you're like, okay, well, I've got free time now. What do I want to do? Oh, I'll just play this game that I really enjoyed that was made in Unity. Congratulations, that reinstallation just cost the developer another fee. So there's that. Then there's also the fact that apparently games by charity were also counted in that, or not sure if they were counted in that. They apparently said, okay, no, that doesn't count, but Unity can apparently change its mind at any time. It's just... So a lot of devs had definitely made it known that this was a terrible decision by Unity, that this irreparably damages their reputation in the eyes of the gaming community as a whole, and that now, even if they do absolutely takesy-backsies on it, and they just decide, nope, 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 we are not gonna do this, nope, we're, it's just a prank bro situation, kind of like the Wizards of the Coast open game license thing back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I still don't play D&D for that reason. Like,
yeah.
Drop that like a pack of hot shit.
Yeah. So, even if they do roll back that decision because of this extreme backlash, there is no fucking chance, no fucking chance that people will ever trust them again.
Yeah.
Like, aside from maybe the CEO of Unity, who was actually an ex-EA executive, getting fired for this decision, and this is that guy that made this decision, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, it is that ex-CEO that made that decision.
At the end of the day, I'm not surprised to hear EA. Okay.
Yeah.
But that ain't an excuse.
Yeah. EA is kind of like a weird. EA is kind of like a weird.
Almost made it to the shirt.
EA is just kind of like a weird viral problem, you know? If your company gets near EA by even within the same postcode or having any of the former executives in it, congratulations, your company is going to probably end up with the result of stupid decisions for the sake of big money. And part of the reason on that big money thing is like, why would they make this kind of boneheaded choice for the sake of greed anyway? Like, what are the other elements to it? Well, apparently, before this decision had been made, Unity sold a bunch of their stock at maximum. Which essentially meant, like, hey, we're going to sell all the stocks within our company at a profit, and then we're going to make a really boneheaded decision to make back all of the money, or to make back more so that people invest into us, or I don't know the full details. I don't know stock market stuff fully, but I do recognize that...
Damn it.
That it was a real stupid money deal where it was short-sighted profits, and that's why, and that's the big problem there. They are so short-sighted. So short-sighted.
Yeah. So I'm kind of just chilling. I think this will just be an episode where we kind of vent for a minute, do some tricks.
Yeah, because this happened just last week.
God. Yeah, if not this week itself, but yeah. Trying to remember where some of the oh man, let's see what's over here. But yeah, no, that news has been kind of crazy for everybody, I think.
Okay, so yeah, Unity sold stock ahead of Scummy
IPO,
DevFee's
probably.
announcement.
Okay.
So yeah, they essentially so yeah, Unity CEO follows a trend. I'm trying to find, like, if this guy probably, I know this guy's an ex-EA executive. I'm just trying to find out what the specific terms were regarding the stock selling.
Well, from what I'm hearing, it sounds almost like it was an IPO buyback scheme.
Yeah. So, needless to say, people can definitely be understanding, I imagine, towards the devs of any games being made in Unity to delay their games because they just need to change engines, which is not easy, you know? You want to see a true failure of having to continuously change engines, look at Duke Nukem Forever.
Ooh, yeah. The poster child.
Like, this is just an issue, you know, that needs to... Like, this is a major problem for devs and the gamers, you know, because as gamers, we like to play good video games, and good video games take a long time to make. And, you know, it's a sad thing that a lot of this creativity could end up being completely stifled on the whims of executives who just don't give a fuck about any kind of artistic integrity so long as they are able to just increase the amount of money they can get out of it, short-sightedly or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's just...
Yeah.
And there's even like on Twitter a whole collage of a bunch of devs regarding their statements uh, on the changes to that. And YouTube's also been kind of making stupid decisions regarding ad revenue, or even ad placement and ad frequency, because, you know, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but ads have been pretty goddamn invasive.
Yeah, they're getting worse.
The YouTube space. They've been getting pretty bad.
Yeah. Buy premium. Don't watch the ad.
Buy premium. Don't watch the 300 Hero War ads we're gonna put between every 3 minutes of a video. Like, this shit's worse than cable television.
Almost.
You know, like I would much rather take like the old cable television level of ad structure than this shit. It's just one of those things where you just see it and you're like, what the fuck? Because it feels like something's in the water that's causing these executives to just make these boneheaded ideas. Because Twitch also had made some really stupid decisions recently regarding revenue splits, and I remember a few months ago when they decided to try and get their hands into the revenue that streamers end up earning through sponsorships. Did you know about that one, Jordan?
Nope, but I don't watch Twitch.
You don't watch Twitch?
No.
Okay, well, I'll tell you about this, because this is this is something that'll probably make you also scratch your head and be like, what the fuck is with these executives? So, for I don't remember the exact day, but it was definitely this year,
Okay.
where ooh, I like this one.
Yeah. So I was telling him, and part of the reason we're doing just kind of a filler episode, we probably will label this one filler episode, is literally just, there's so much other secrets to find around here than just like
You haven't progressed the main story, have you?
No.
Okay.
But like, that's what I was getting at, is there's so much to find out here.
Yeah. So, essentially, the Twitch decision was this. Twitch wanted to make particular limits on what kind of sponsor-based assets they could allow on streamers' scenes and their overlays. So, what that means is any company logo that you were being sponsored by. So say if you're sponsored by a VPN of some kind, and you wanted to display that because that was one of the terms of the sponsorship. It's like, hey, we'll sponsor you in your streams. You just need our logo along with your code link, like in the corner of your stream. And you're like, okay, that's cool. I can do that. Twitch wanted to essentially take a portion of that, unless they fell under a particular requirement about how they looked on the overlay.
Oh,
so,
sweet.
I don't remember actually fully what it was. It that? God, so much happened in the past few months. I barely remember a whole lot. It's been so fast.
Yeah.
Shit's gone by so quickly. So I guess the quick and dirty way to put it is Twitch tried to get their hands in the wallets of people's sponsorship revenue, which you don't fucking do. No.
Yeah.
Because because you can't, like, streamers don't make that much money when it comes to just streaming and ad revenue. You know, subscriptions and bits and everything help, but Twitch takes 50% of that if you're partner or affiliate. So sponsorships were a big way for a lot of streamers to be able to earn some good revenue. Is, you know, just have a logo on your stream or have a link that available to you and your audience that's like, hey, you know, get this service for a percentage off, and then the streamer can get money for it. Or even just, you know, earn it by having the logo on stream. Kind of like how a NASCAR racer has Red Bull on the side of their car. You know?
Yeah.
It's that same principle. So Twitch trying to fuck with that was an immediately stupid decision, and then they reversed on that, and then somebody posted, remember that episode of SpongeBob where Squidward went too far on an April Fool's joke?
Yes.
So if somebody posted Squidward going, "Come on, I was kidding, come on, it was a joke, April Fools," like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that would be already a shitty, stupid move by Twitch, but Twitch also put in another move that on paper sounds relatively okay, but regarding like the steps that streamers will have to take to go into that measure, it's not that much of a it's not, literally nobody's position on Twitch has changed regarding it. So the other thing that happened with Twitch recently was they implemented something called a Partner Plus program. So on Twitch, you have two different levels of, I guess, streaming. You have two different kinds of statuses that you can reach on Twitch in order to earn revenue on your streams: affiliate and partner. And partners, at one point, could get a 70-30 ad revenue and subscription revenue split with their audience, but that got changed to 50-50, which is the same level that affiliates make. And for a while, people were really complaining to Twitch, being like, please implement the 70-30 split again. Make it 70-30 for the whole platform. Amazon is your parent company. This should not be a fucking problem.
Yeah.
So the executives then came out and said, hey, we're gonna, or Twitch rather, came out with a statement saying, hey, we're gonna implement a Partner Plus program where if you fall under a particular amount of subscriptions within 3 months, I think, for a whole not business year. What's it? Is it business year? Calendar year? I'm trying to remember the exact term. But basically for a whole year from the day that you hit the partner program, you can get 70-30 for a whole year. And people are now, and people are just like, what? And the thing is that they also had decided to be like, hey, so gift subscriptions, which is how a lot of people end up making revenue for their subscriptions, don't count towards that. That doesn't count towards the sub number at all. So the minimum, I believe, is 350 in order for a revenue to count, or in order for the Partner Plus program to be letting you in. So it's like, okay, well, that sounds easy that sounds not too bad, but as I said, gift subscriptions don't count, which again is a lot of streamers get a lot of gifted subs. It happens. And bits don't count, you know, for I mean, it is a subscription-based thing, but it's like still. But until a change was done, tier 2 and tier 3 subs counted for only 1 point or 1 sub to that count. So it's just so ass backwards. And the logic behind the reason why gifted subs and prime subs don't count was all the more egregious, because they said the reason why they aren't including prime and gifted subs is for prime subs, that's an Amazon-based service, and we can't allow for that kind of implementation to go through Amazon's part. You say, as an Amazon-owned fucking company. And then the other part for the gifted sub is, well, gifted subs can cost differently in terms of prices in other areas of the world versus the United States, so people could game the system by getting gifted subs for cheap, and it's like, they're still throwing money at you!
Yeah. Does it really matter how much that money was worth in the market it was purchased? It's
still money that you're getting! And you're taking 50% of it otherwise!
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. As I said, it just feels like there's something in the water right now that's just causing these really boneheaded, greedy decisions. Like, it's like, all these CEOs and executives pulling these decisions feels like the equivalent of, like, the kid in class that would always get in trouble and just really wants to test the teacher's patience and see how far they can go before, like, someone snaps.
Yeah.
It feels like that. It feels like these executives are testing the people's patience and just trying to see how far they can get away with being these greedy shitheads.
Yeah, how much bullshit can we pull before no one will let us bullshit anymore?
Yeah, how much bullshit can we pull before we have general strikes in literally every goddamn field out there?
I tell you,
You know?
I am proud of the auto workers right now, man.
I'm proud of the auto workers, I'm proud of the writers, I'm proud of the actors. Ron Perlman is a fucking giga chad for siding with the writers and actors.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that man does not mince words. Like,
Nope.
if you've seen, if you watch Ron Perlman's video on his opinion of the strikes right now, and he thinks of all of
there it
these
is.
high level executives that legitimately have been like, oh, we can't implement fair pay for everybody because then we have to do that for everybody across all of our studios in the world. And it's like, it's your
do you
Netflix.
know what fair pay means? It's
Yeah, you know what fair pay means?
For everyone. It's kind of the name.
It's yeah,
If you do the same job, you should make the same wage as everyone else. What a revolutionary idea.
Yeah, what an interesting concept. So, yeah, like I'm God, that Disney and Netflix statements regarding that fair pay shit pisses me off so much. So yeah, general strikes for everybody should just go on strike, and executives should get humbled really hard. It really makes me
did it.
Nice. It makes me glad to see people just absolutely calling it everything for what it is, and it is generally greedy behavior. It is, because that's what this is. It's horrifically greedy behavior that's just, in no uncertain terms, invasive. Invasive greediness. So.
Yeah, how many Bugattis do you need before it's enough, man? Just let me know.
Yeah, how many I don't know. I'm like, it's a headache, man. It really is.
Oh my god, I can get that thing now.
Yeah, now you can get that one.
That was the issue.
Sorry to get
the whole time.
sorry to get a bit ranty. It's just.
Nah, that's cool, man. Like, the world's a crazy place, so I feel like, you know what, right now, let's just have an episode where I try to collect some stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's see what this sounds
got that
like.
one already.
Different one.
What up, G? What? Yeah,
Okay, slow jam.
you better go talk to her. Yeah.
Ooh.
Too fine.
Alright.
Oh wait, I think we've heard this. I think this introduced the area, like this area.
Maybe, but now this is where you unlock the full song.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see where those old heads are. I could probably, yeah, I've got more
a
rep
good
now.
amount of rep. Yeah, now, like, and I'm not the most educated when it comes to business matters or matters of stocks and money exchanges and all that. I mostly
that's
just
what I'm here for.
yeah, that's what Jordan's here for, and for the most part, it's like I'm just like I try my best to stay educated on it, but there are a lot of these things can end up causing a lot of moving parts. You know, a lot of it can feel like a very moving parts situation where it's like one wrong decision, one wrong move, and a whole system can collapse. And like it's like I'm just generally getting a lot of the layman's terms from Twitter and stuff, and Twitter is also not immune to the bonehead decisions machine, because you know, ever since Musk took over, Twitter's just been a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Because of, you know, the name change.
The good old
and how
X daddy.
Good old X.
Everything's X now, just X. It's the everything app.
Him trying to fucking
when you want to,
the...
you know, talk to your ex, you talk to him on X. When you need to do a freaking, you know,
when
cash app transfer,
your...
you go ahead and do that on X.
when you want to relive the glory days of when you attempted to own PayPal and then rename it to X because you have the sensibilities of a fucking middle schooler because you think X is the coolest letter known to man, you go on X. Like,
pretty much. Oh man, almost.
Because recently there was a choice, or not a choice, but I don't know what you'd call it, like just a thought piece that apparently was put out recently about how Musk is thinking about making it so you have to pay to use Twitter.
Oh yeah, that's gonna fix the platform.
That's gonna fix the platform and totally make people come back and fight the fucking bots, because apparently this is the idea of like, oh no, now the bots will be fought. You know, the bots will not stay. That's one thing because that's what people were complaining about a whole bunch, were the bots.
Oh, yeah,
so
the
what do we
bots
do
are
to get rid of the
actually
bots?
a problem. Where are they? No.
What do we do about the bots that are a legitimately invasive security problem within our platform? Do we implement more cybersecurity people? No, the cybersecurity guys didn't. The cybersecurity guy made a post that made fun of me on Twitter. How about I just make people have to pay to be on the platform?
Damn it, overshot.
And the only reason why a lot of this stuff even passes in the first place is because Musk fired everybody that would go against him.
That's how autocrats do. Have you heard about the Republican 2025 plan?
Yeah. So,
yeah.
like, we try to be relatively chill about
like,
a lot of things.
I'm not going to get into politics on here, but man, politics, ain't it great?
Yeah, isn't politics and business stuff fucking fun to learn about? Isn't it one of the most rewarding and totally not headache-inducing things in the fucking planet?
Okay, I will admit, like, I've been seeing some people learn how to do strings in this game, and it's actually a pretty good combat system.
Yeah. How you actually have, I saw you do it earlier, like, having a combo ender in the form of spray paint.
Like that.
Like that. Oh.
Now to get out of there.
Essentially, the Twitter thing, all I can really say more about it is, God, I would love it if Blue Sky just please become publicly available so I can actually stop on Twitter. Please, God, please, God, please. Because a lot of people are moving over to Blue Sky who are able to get codes for it.
Yeah.
And, you know, judging by what I see on that platform, it's like literally Twitter, but not owned by Musk. And that's literally better than our current situation right now.
I mean, I'm just glad Tumblr brought titties back. To me, I'm like,
no,
I could just come. Yeah, they did.
I don't think they did.
Dude, I'm back on it, man.
They didn't, though. I would have heard. Believe me,
it
I would
ain't
have heard.
stopping anybody now. Let me tell you.
It's not stopping anybody, but it's not stopping it. Because the only thing that I end up getting a whole ton of on Tumblr is like a bunch of like bot follows.
Fair enough.
That's what's happened to me on Tumblr.
There's not a lot of like active folk on there yet, but I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, it's not very
Tumblr's
active
at least,
right
like,
now. Blue Sky's going to end up being active because it's pretty much just it's being run by a former Twitter executive, I believe, or one of the people that founded Twitter. Well, one of those things, and it's essentially like, okay, no, we're gonna try and be better about this. And, you know, despite me really wanting to get on it and have it be publicly available, I do admire the fact that they are not being reactionary about making themselves like a Twitter alternative out the gate like others had before. Like, I remember when Twitter had made a really boneheaded decision that wasn't Musk wasn't Musk involved a few years ago, and people jumped to a platform called Hive. You know, that blew up in terms of people signing up on it, and and Hive definitely wasn't perfect. It had security problems, and nobody was active on it at all. And it just fell in the water because it was literally just a one-and-done situation of people being like, oh, this is just a different Twitter. Let's give this a try. Oh, it doesn't really have the features that I'm comfortable with. / it's definitely got a lot of growing pains and was not prepared for the influx of people.
Yeah.
So what I admire about Blue Sky is that it's got a closed beta that's letting people just join in slowly so that they can adjust servers in order to store all the accounts that are going to be made on there, because a lot will be made on there. So, yeah. I'm keeping my eye out on Blue Sky because I like to keep my ear to the ground when it comes to news. I like to do that. It's like Twitter's how I found a lot of games that we've featured on the channel, actually.
Yeah, like there was a time where Twitter was great. Make Twitter great again.
Like it's just it's just one of those things that just makes you pause and just be like, how bad is this gonna get, you know?
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe Musk will end up seeing the light, but considering that he just seems to keep on doubling down on making shitty decisions because...
Yeah, unless the light is
like,
literally lighting up a can of Gamer Subs freaking mommy milk, I don't think he's gonna see nothing.
No. Alright,
I think I cleared out this area.
There's no hand baseball guys?
Not in this room, no. So you use all the hand baseball guys, you get your rep up over there, and then you unlock this place. We got a soundtrack, we got 2 graffiti souls. So I think that's all that's in here.
Okay.
Got our heat up to 4. I
Yeah.
do know, like, later in the game, you can get up to, like, 5 or 6, and then they start spawning bosses on your ass.
Yeah, so essentially kind of like the GTA Star system, except back when... Was it 3 or Vice City that was, like... That had the, like, 6-star rating for...
I do not remember,
the law
but
enforcement.
I'll admit, man, I just love everything this game is trying to do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in the midst of this capitalist hellscape we're in,
One
at
game
the very least,
still kind of punk rocks it out.
yeah, the video games have at least been good, and that's something that can be said is like, yeah, that's nice, you know.
Yeah.
2008 had the major recession going on, but it was also the year that Mass Effect came out.
True that.
And you know, this year we've had all the bullshit we've had lately, but at least the video games have been good.
Low key, fuck 2020. Oh, dude, so
maps.
that's what those are.
Are they like maps for treasure or maps of just the area?
So I think technically, okay, I opened up a map earlier and I noticed, okay, so I can get under here somehow. There it is.
Slide.
Maybe if I take my boots off. Yeah. Headphones, helmet on. Oh boy.
So, you know, that just looks like the imagery that I think of whenever I'm listening to a really good piece of music on a car ride.
Mm-hmm. So what I've noticed is, you see how now when my phone's up, these squares start appearing? I think if you find the maps in the area when you go back, it shows you where all the graffitis are that you haven't hit yet and your objective now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's actually really nice. That actually really helps for completion of this game.
Mm-hmm. Like, this game has done just everything I can think of, honestly, right? Damn it.
That makes it essentially like, you know, the quintessential Jet Set Radio that isn't Jet Set Radio.
And they have leaked. Sega's now working on new Jet Set Radio. Like, it took, I think, this game coming out and getting hype and them realizing, like, whoa, we're sleeping on IP. It's like, yeah, y'all really are. I mean, heck, what have you even done with the last, like, Phantasy Star, you know?
Yeah,
like,
or what it... I mean, like, Sega's mostly lately has been on Sonic and Yakuza, which are both great, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, you got... Like, they at least made an HD Alex Kidd on the freaking Switch. I love that.
Now if only Konami could see that with fucking Castlevania and the myriad of Metroidvanias that are out there.
Yeah.
Like, I will say Konami at the very least has been
Pachinko.
good about putting up their older games in those collections. Like the only collection that I'd say needs a bit of workaround is the Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood one, because that one's PlayStation exclusive for some reason. And then, but so far every other kind of collection they've got a fucking Suikoden 1 and 2 collection coming up.
Oh shoot, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, the first 2 Suikoden games, and I think that was probably in response to Yudisin. I don't know how to. I never know how to pronounce that game's name. I think it's Yuden Chronicles. Yuden Chronicles 100 Heroes, which is comprised of a lot of Suikoden devs, and it was like successfully kickstarted and was even featured in the most recent Nintendo Direct.
I missed that one.
Yeah, it's coming out on April 24th, if my memory serves right. Next year, yeah. And that's one that I know people are excited about because I hear a lot of good things about Suikoden.
Sure,
so
I've heard good things about Suikoden.
So it is nice to at least hear that maybe devs are going to be a bit, or maybe companies are going to be a bit smarter to be like, oh, wait, maybe we should do something with this really beloved IP that we just have been completely and utterly... I like the autumn outfit. Let's rock that.
Get my heat down.
Yeah.
Because I know there's someone I can recruit over here, or maybe I have to progress the story to do that, but at that point you can drain the freaking thing in the middle there and go underground.
Oh, okay.
Like, just the amount of stuff they've put into these overworlds, man. They did not need to go this hard, but they did.
Yeah, and so would you say this is Game of the Year for you?
I mean, so far it really is. Like, I'm an old school Sega head, and this is everything Sega hasn't done for me in like years.
Yeah, and I mean Sonic Forces stuff coming up this year, it probably will be nice for you as well. But
true,
this scratched an itch for you that you needed scratching.
Definitely, that's the way to put it right there. It's okay. So something's in there.
Although the best kind of itch to scratch the best kind of itch that's scratched is an itch that you didn't even know was an itch.
Yeah.
Weird way to put this, but it's like, you ever play that one game in a genre that you never really thought you'd be that into, but when that one game came by and you played it, you're like, oh no, I see the appeal now.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I think we've all had a game or two like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. What are you doing?
This dude's like dancing. He's got a pot on his head.
Make that... I guess that's probably the in-universe version of, like, actually holding a boombox next to your head.
Maybe.
But yeah, the
I love these
Let's see, what's another... I mean, Nintendo also could be known notoriously about that. Like, imagine if a Star Fox-like game came out and
actually was good.
And actually was good, and they're like, oh shit, maybe we should like make a new Star Fox that isn't gimmicky controller stuff.
Which, I mean, I love Nintendo, but yeah, that's their main problem right now. They're like, unless we can give it a new gimmick, we're just remaking an old game, and we don't see the point in that. And I'm like, okay, here's the thing. If that old game is on a console that you haven't supported in almost 2 decades, and we want to be able to play it with our friends without having to dust off a CRT, you might want to either port it or update it with a new game.
Yeah.
Like F-Zero 99 just came out, and I think everybody freaking loves it, and you know what? What we asked for the last like 20 years, we just want another F-Zero game, and you know what? You did it with Sega.
Or even to just
like, yo, just
or
call
even
Sega.
to just get GX on the Switch with enhanced graphics, because that's something else that I've noticed with Nintendo, is that they have been putting a lot of their GameCube classics on the Switch with enhanced graphics. They did it with Metroid Prime, and they're doing it with Paper Mario Thousand Year Door.
Yeah. Like,
which
okay.
Might I say, of the GameCube library that I could have imagined them getting, giving the whole like revamped graphics treatment to. Paper Mario was one of the last ones I would have suspected.
What, you thought Mario Dance Party would do it first?
Yeah, probably. Mario Dance Revolution would have probably been more plausible, because and the reason why I say that is this reason. A long while ago, I don't remember how many years ago this was, but this was a few years ago, somebody had released, I think a Nintendo employee released information about why it is that Paper Mario and other Mario properties just don't have the kind of character that you saw in things like Thousand Year Door, Paper Mario 64, like the first one on the N64.
I'd love to know why, because, I mean, they were great games.
Yeah, so the reason why is because they wanted to protect the Mario IP so that they didn't, like, change the Mario, like, brand and character too much. Like, they didn't want to get too out there and potentially alienate the audiences. Or, let me actually find the correct thing. Like,
yeah,
it was something along those.
Like,
it was something along those lines.
I mean, I don't think it's a problem for him not to be milquetoast and everything, you know? Like, look, he's Mario, and different versions of him can exist and be fun, okay? Like, how many Donkey Kong variants do we have now? Like, at least 3.
Trying to find... No, not quotes. God, I can't remember. If somebody in the comments could please... like refer me that link, I would love to find it again. Because it was essentially along the lines of like, God, I wish I could articulate it well, because I don't remember the full details, which is the problem. Is essentially just something about like, we want to not have the characters, we don't want too many out there ideas to potentially change Mario too much. Something like that. Like, they just implemented a lot of restrictions that made it so that they couldn't really have a lot of these interesting character dynamics or tragic backstories, you know, because they didn't want to do that anymore. And it's like, okay, too bad that was part of why people love these games.
Yeah, it's like, and I don't know, it's its own series at that point too, so like,
yeah,
don't think that
guess...
it happening in Paper Mario is gonna change it in like Mario.
Yeah, they're like, having that in a spin-off series is not gonna alter the mainline games.
He's always gonna be the Italian we know and love.
But I guess Nintendo heard us, because they have given Paper Mario Thousand Year Door a full revamping with enhanced, like, very enhanced graphics, might I say. Like, I don't know, have you seen the trailer?
I have, it looks great. Heck, I'm excited for a Super Mario RPG coming back out, man.
Yeah, Super Mario RPG as well. You know, that, like, both of those getting, like, nicely remastered graphics, and then... this also brings to mind, like, oh, they're doing a lot of these remasters to the GameCube library, which I'm all for, because the GameCube library is what I grew up with. So, so that got me thinking, like, what else could we get? So, and maybe F-Zero 99 could be the indicator of GX with remastered graphics on Switch. I know people would shit themselves for that.
Yeah.
Okay, Planet Pizza. So that's one of the characters?
Planet Plaza.
Planet
so yeah,
Plaza,
this
Planet
is
Pizza.
that guy I was telling you about. You can add him to your team.
Legally distinct Pizza Planet from Toy Story, Planet Pizza.
Yeah, Planet Pizza.
So, yeah, like, that got me thinking, like, okay, well, what other GameCube games could they do that for? And, you know, people roll their eyes, and people also say, ew, anime, when they hear me say this. I would love for Fire Emblem Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn to get remastered for Switch.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
I know you like those old Fire Emblem games, so totally bring them to like modern spec. Why not?
and you want to know what would also probably help in terms of people getting into that game? If they included, like, I don't know if they would do full voice acting, but a good, but a full chunk, but a nice chunk of voice acting to add into it, you know? Because I really liked when Fire Emblem Echoes had full voice acting, and that game was awesome.
Yeah.
That was a really good one. So I would love it if they did like a Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn remaster that, you know, redid the 3D models and environments, kept the character portraits because those have aged really well, and just included some more voice acting. There you go. That's what you can do, and I'd be happy.
Got him.
I know you would want F-Zero GX.
Mm-hmm.
If they did was it Infinite Darkness? It was like something Sanity's Requiem, which was like a GameCube horror game that was like notorious.
I know the one you're talking about.
Eternal Darkness, that was it, not Infinite Darkness. Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. If they redid that for the Switch with enhanced graphics, if there was any GameCube game that would rival Paper Mario in terms of like, whoa, they brought that back, it would be that one too.
Definitely.
So that's one. I know a friend who would really love Star Fox Command to be redone with online multiplayer. But I think Star Fox is, if there's any two series for Nintendo that are probably dead in the water, it would be F-Zero and Star Fox.
Oh yeah, totally.
Neither historically sold very well, and neither really hold a whole lot of neither really have as much potential, but at least according to Nintendo, but you never really know until you do something with it, right?
Yeah, which if they're not going to do anything with it, you don't really know.
Yeah, like, if not make a new game, at the very least, port your old shit, man. Port your old shit. Like, because that's something that I imagine Capcom have been doing regarding a lot of the Mega Man collections they did.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like Mega Man 11 came to fruition a few years ago, and, you know, all of the Mega Man games are essentially available. All the Mega Man X games are available.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of the Mega Man Battle Network games are available. It's, like, I'm not sure if testing the waters is one of the purposes behind all of those ports. It might not be.
I think it honestly is.
But the fact is, you know, it is, like, at the very least, they're seeing, like, okay, no, people like these old games that we made a long time ago. How about we actually fucking put them on a platform where people can play them so they don't have to shell out money for a Game Boy or a GameCube and for the games in particular, like, multi-$100 copies.
Yep. Almost
But again,
that time.
Companies can be just completely boneheaded. And it's like, god damn it, like, please listen to the people, because we're the reasons why you're making money. Your money does not come out of the ether.
Yeah, it's like you have fans who want to play your games. Let them legally play your games.
You have fans, and for other companies, like the ones that have employees on strike, you have employees who are essentially the gears in your machine, you know? Automotive industry, like, your labor's not coming free. You know, your money's not coming out of the ether. Like, so somebody equated the, or somebody shared an example about, about one of the strikes or the Unity decision and the myriad of other boneheaded, you know, executive moves, to the same extent as the avocado toast man. Jordan, do you know about the avocado toast man?
Do go on.
So, I don't the Gerner CEO, like the Gerner Group CEO, essentially went on a talk show on a stage or something, or he gave some kind of like quote that essentially said, hey, the reason why young people are unable to afford their apartments and can't really get houses very well or be able to keep a stable position is like because they keep going for fancy stuff like avocado toast.
Oh yeah, so freaking fancy. I put a
absolutely.
vegetable
Like,
on bread.
Yeah, truly, that is the reason why, you know, most of us are probably not going to be able to own a house within our lifetime.
Yeah,
you know,
veggies on bread. That's it.
Yeah.
I guess
but
actually
then,
avocado's a fruit.
But then the thing is, he had not learned his lesson from people clowning on him the first time for that statement. He decided to then recently make a statement saying we need unemployment to go up so that these employees could end up being grateful for the money that we give them by working for us.
Yeah, no, I've heard that.
That's the shit that makes Christ, like, how does a person hear themselves in that? Like, I'm convinced that man probably has like some kind of chip in his brain and somebody's saying shit in a mic behind him. Like, that is not what a human being says. Like, I just don't understand it, you know? I don't. It's, like, and, you know, obvious answer is like, oh, you're like just greedy CEOs being greedy and uneducated, you know? And that kind of is it, you know? They're uneducated on matters of poverty. Right. Oh.
Sorry, old dude, he's like, yeah, I had a brain tumor, but I got a good deal on getting my memories uploaded. Like, shit, okay.
Alright, what? I mean... Wow.
Oh. I mean, that's kind of progressive, man. Okay.
Huh. I mean, you get a cool robot head out of the deal.
Well, it's like, yeah, the old me's dead, but like the new me's the kid, you know? Like, it's the new me. Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of rad.
Okay. Neat.
Okay, so they said there's a control room somewhere back here. Okay, let me take care of these guys.
Yeah, sorry to get ranty about company stuff. It's just, it's been kind of at the forefront of everybody's mind because, you know, a lot of what these decisions do is affect people's livelihoods. It affects people's ability to actually, you know, pay their rent, get their groceries, feed their families. And, you know, to see these absolutely out of touch, elite CEO shitheads, you know, say these things, say the quiet parts out loud in some cases, and it's like, that's the kind of shit that causes a French Revolution, you know, the French Revolution, you know? Like,
you want Civil War #2, this is how we gon' boogaloo.
It's just... It's headache-inducing. It really is.
Oh, this is a good song for this discussion.
Yeah, it is. It's weirdly fitting. Yeah. Would you dress up as one of those Riot Shield guys?
Oh, totally.
For
you know
a
me
con?
being armored cosplay, dude.
It's a good one. I'd probably dress as Red if I was given the chance.
Oh yeah, I'd say do it, man. You definitely got the lanky body for it.
I'd probably get really hot in that helmet, though.
I mean, yeah, but it's fine. I've worn helmets, I know.
But helmet too hot, though.
Who gives a crap? I live in Texas. I still wear a helmet.
Yeah, that's true. It's been like although spring's finally hitting, thank God. I don't know how many more historically high summers I could ever want to bear.
How long do you expect to live? Because I don't think they're going away anytime soon.
God. Because like what was it? This past one being historically high summer #3
in a row.
In a row.
All right, so I think the control room must be on top of that building over there.
It is nice that you can just run on the walls like that.
Yeah.
And it is nice that you also have the ability to grind without having to change out your shoes actively in the menu.
True, it does auto do that for you.
Something else that I had also learned regarding what this game does a bit better than Jet Set Radio is...
Oh, even the freaking, like, magnetizing you to rails is better.
Not even just that, but I was also going to say the fact that your spray paint is not a limited resource.
You know, I actually kind of missed that. I will admit that might be a critique for me of the game. Because it became a game about management, resource management at that point.
Whereas this, well, this game's kind of more about momentum, if anything.
Yeah, like, this game takes everything good about Jet Set's momentum, movement, environment, and all that, and improves on a lot. But that said, like, as bad as the old boss battles were, I kind of miss the whole, like, sneak up behind the gangster with a spray paint can and spray him in the back to put him into submission.
See, now, if you say that, but I actually would, like, if the name of your game is to spray paint around places, you know,
I can't get up there.
I feel like putting a limiter on your main gameplay mechanic in terms of a resource,
well,
like when your game is so action-focused like this,
yeah,
Jet Set Radio.
I mean, I get that, but okay,
it'd be like the equivalent. It'd be like the equivalent of if your weapon had durability in Devil May Cry.
Okay, that's how I fucking hilarious.
That's how I would see that kind of thing in Jet Set Radio. It's like your main method of traversal, or not traversal, but of performing in this game, you know, is put on a limited resource, and it's not like a management sim.
It's not like a limited resource, because the cans are everywhere.
Right, but it's the fact that you have to refill them at all.
I get that, I guess. I mean, it's futuristic enough, so I can imagine you're carrying a lot of paint in your can.
Yeah. It's not like a fantasy, it's not like a water of infinite, or a bottle of infinite water, but for spray paint. Although that would feel really hilariously D&D out of this whole situation. It's like, oh, welcome to this cyber universe where people can, like, get their heads replaced by cybernetic ones, and you know, we've got boost packs and stuff. Also, here's this fantastical dragon-shaped infinite spray paint can.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I love this game. Like,
although I joke, but a dragon-shaped spray paint can would kind of sound.
Heck,
really
you see
cool
those guys on, like, TikTok and make the custom cigarette lighters, and there's like one that's a dragon head that shoots flames out of it.
I do not use TikTok.
I don't, but they, like, get on YouTube now, so
yeah, they get on YouTube. Like, a lot of them post them as shorts on YouTube too.
Yeah, so I mean it more as, like, you see those YouTube shorts, but, you know, like, I know they're TikToks. I mean, I'm a government employee. I literally can't watch TikTok.
Wow.
Yeah, because Chinese spyware, blah 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 blah. I can't have it.
Yeah, because of the spyware stuff, but it's also like,
I can't even play Warhammer 40k Tacticus because that was also made by the same Chinese company, ByteDance or something. So it's like, yeah.
I think that whole ban situation is stupid because it's like every digital every software has to collect information somehow, and some are more invasive than others, I will agree, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't use TikTok because I see it sometimes as a very volatile environment that is not something I would want to be a part of.
Fair enough.
Now, granted, this is kind of, that would also probably raise an eyebrow to be like, don't you use Twitter? And I'm like, yes, except, you know, I don't know. TikTok just seems to me like a place that feels like if I try to get into it, there's going to be a few things that might not make me comfortable with it, I guess. And I think that's it. I think just the platform just feels like, I think the other thing is that we've all been burned by social media companies to the extent where it's like, how willing am I to get into another one before I feel
like, how many bad
burnt?
Relationships am I gonna go through for this shit?
Yeah, and this applies to any kind of good alternatives to certain social medias and such coming out. Like, you know, everybody's trying to. I mentioned Twitter alternatives a while ago, like with Blue Sky and Hive, but you know, for a lot of the dumb decisions that Twitch has made, there's also been a lot of Twitch alternatives that have come up, as well as YouTube ones. some of which sounded legitimately promising. Jordan, do you remember a site called VidMe?
No.
So, VidMe was a site back in 2014 or so. At least that's when... No. Well, that's when I heard of it. I heard of it back in 2014, and it was essentially a video sharing site where viewers could actively donate to the content creators that they were subscribed to. And I think like it also had a pretty strong sense of ad revenue and ad revenue sharing. So it sounded like a legitimately good alternative. The only issue with VidMe was that YouTube and also Twitch, to an extent, kind of have a very strong monopoly on content creation and video sharing.
Yeah.
Like, it's sort of an unspoken monopoly where it's like, yeah, where else are you going to go to get all these good features that we've been implementing that are nice and quality of life inducing? Nowhere? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, you think
cool.
Venmo's got that over there?
I have no idea. I don't know Venmo at all.
Oh, okay. No, Venmo's pretty good, but yeah.
Essentially, but yeah, it's like, where are you gonna go to get all these nice features and quality of life improvements? Nowhere else? All right, pay us your 50% of the ad revenue and subscription revenue, and also we're gonna attempt to take your fucking sponsorship money. And there's nothing you can do about it because where else are you gonna go? But a couple alternatives had come up. One definitely sounds more promising than the other, though. Like one of which, and this one's kind of iffy because of the dubious ways in which that it acquired its funds to be able to function. A little site by the name of Kick. Have you heard of Kick, Jordan?
Oh, I used to use Kick all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
It existed before this?
Yeah, no. Kick actually was a big like social media messaging service for a while.
Yeah,
like
okay.
I used the hell out of Kick for a while. Hell, that was like the main way to message at my college.
Okay, well, Kick right now has trying to break into being a live streaming. Ooh, let's see Trice's winter outfit.
Yeah, I'll head over there in just a second. So got kind of a spot right here. Let's see.
So as I was saying, Kick is right now doing the video the live streaming stuff to be a Twitch alternative, and it was, and I don't know if it's still going extremely hard against Twitch in terms of social media stuff, but it even nowadays is still like making deals with a lot of the top Twitch streamers, like professional sports levels amount of money being thrown around for exclusivity streaming rights. Like
dude, look at this guy. Look at this dude.
I'd have that statue in the corner of my room. He'd be my guardian. He would be my guardian. He would be like my spiritual guardian. And I'd give him offerings every morning.
Yeah.
And I'd name him after the main character of Pebblein the Penguin.
Yes.
Hubie, I think, was the name. So, as I was saying, like, Kick was throwing around millions and millions of dollars at content creators for streaming exclusivity rights. The issue that Kick was facing, or that Kick is still facing, is the content moderation stuff. Because Kick tends to kind of be the place where people that were banned on Twitch gather.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I should start streaming on Kick then, because like
no. I mean, like, banned for the bad reasons, like the really bad reasons.
So like this is a place that's kind of gone south and isn't just used by edgy teenagers anymore.
No, the edgy teenagers are there, but so's Aiden Ross, and you do not want to be associated with that guy.
Who the hell is that guy?
Stay that way.
Okay.
Stay that way. Do not even let this man's name even enter your consciousness.
Who that is, but okay.
Stay that way. So yeah, Kick essentially, like, until they change their moderation. Yeah, no. So until Kick changes a lot of its content moderation stuff and, you know, make some changes to make it a safer space for a lot of people, there's no chance, even with a 90-10 revenue split. But the other thing is that 90-10 revenue split the source of the money for that one comes from crypto bingo stuff.
Ooh.
Like crypto casinos.
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So people are kind of sour on them for that. So people are a little sour on them for that. Understandably so.
Yeah.
So even if they did change up their content moderation, that crypto shit on them is just that's not gonna go away. It's not.
Yeah, and like there's some argument for crypto, but the way it's been going, like really, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. It is like a lot of it is very scammy.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I
and
want
plus,
to
like,
believe, but no.
Plus the major reason why I forgot my train of thought there. Anyway, the other alternative I learned about recently that offers a much fairer sounding ad and subscription split is a site called LiveSpace. And
okay, I love that just because it reminds me of MySpace.
Yeah, maybe it could end up getting a good crowd by association of that, but LiveSpace is currently in closed beta, but anybody can join in. It's closed in the sense that you need to sign up in order to, get into it. It's not just like, oh, you can just go in without any account. And LiveSpace is looking to be a combination of social media posting and live streaming that offers an 85% to 15% revenue split, with creators getting the 85%.
Okay.
A much more frequent payout amount. So, like, how, like, for Twitch streamers, they end up getting their payouts by way of, like, hey, you make a certain amount within a month or so of, or you make $50 you make $50 or so dollars within a certain time frame, and you keep however much money you get after the 50-50 split between you and us, and after taxes. So, so the pay amount can be very sparse or extremely high, depending on how sizable your subs and your bits and stuff are within that time frame. What LiveSpace is offering is, hey, we're gonna offer a revenue split that's more in the creator's favor, and also give you a more frequent amount of your payouts, so you're not having to chomp at the bit waiting for your payout,
Yeah.
It's like the equivalent of switching from a 2 weeks worth pay period for a job versus a 1 week's pay period. It's like that.
I wish I was on a weekly sometimes, but it does feel good to know when I have the double weekly, I can just, like, how should I put it, like,
space it out?
Yeah, I can space out my fees and stuff, and I know what I owe.
Right, but some people do want that more frequent pay because you never know when a financial crisis could end up happening where you need the immediate money.
Yeah, exactly.
So all of that in itself made LiveSpace sound very attractive as far as as far as the potential of its platform. And then they're also like, oh yeah, also a percentage of the revenue that we would earn. Also, part of the revenue we earn are going to go towards, like, environmental helping efforts, like to help out the environment to prevent climate change, because that's a very real thing.
As we have felt this past summer. And I see these things in LiveSpace, and they're actually pretty active on social media, and they're talking with creators sometimes. They're like, hey, thanks for using our platform, we're happy to have you, or all this stuff. And it all sounds good, and they seem like a neat platform, but I just cannot help but feel this little voice in the back of my head that's like, you've been disappointed by alternatives and social media platforms that try to be better in the past. What's like, if you try this one, what will prevent them from attempting to be Twitch again, And I did my research to look into it, and LiveSpace is in fact, like, helmed by a lot of former YouTube and Twitch employees and stuff. So it's like, okay, so I don't know, maybe they understand what creators need. All right, let's see how winter looks.
I like
alright.
it.
Yeah.
Orange and blue is a good combination.
What's this normal? Red and khaki?
Yeah.
It's an improvement over red and khaki.
Yeah, I like it. Still need to find its autumn outfit, though.
Gotta find everybody's outfits, but I think I found a good amount here, so I think maybe we call it on the little exploratory episode and we get back to the actual meat and potatoes on the next one.
Yeah. Again, sorry for this to be a very ranty episode and rambling. It's just
Yeah, this is the current game we're on, and you know what? We made an episode that's safe to skip, so...
Yeah. I mean, if anything, like, count this as sort of like what we've been keeping an eye on, I guess, because as much as we like to be a chill space, you know, fair to say there are some issues that we do ought to divulge a little bit and give our opinions on.
Oh yeah.
Or to say our 2 cents.
That speed boost.
That was good.
Like, I didn't control it, but damn, that felt nice.
So yeah, that's it's just exhausting, you know, because it just feels like in the span of a few months we've just seen so much distrust go down, but nonetheless, at least the games have been good.
Amen to that.
Does Trice have any other kind of vehicles, or is he just bikes?
Okay, so every character can use every vehicle. On top of finding like outfits and stuff, I've been finding new vehicles. So when you go back to the base, you can actually switch out like the color bike or inline skates or skateboard that you have.
Okay.
But yeah, I like Bryce. I think the bikes are pretty fun. I like when you do the grind animation here, he's actually using the like trick bars on his wheels.
The trick bars slash the things that people would stand on.
Yeah, the studs. I don't know the technical term, but yeah, these studs off the wheels. He's using those to do his thing. I'm like, you know what? That's freaking rad.
Yeah, instead of it just being on the wheel, like that one sequence in Golden Boy.
Or like, oh god, yes, I love Golden Boy.
Yeah, you know the exact thing I'm talking about, where he's riding on the power line.
Study.
For those that don't know Golden Boy, it's an old OVA from the 90s based off a manga of the same name, and it's one of the funniest comedy anime ever. Like, it's really good.
He got into game development. It's great. Also, watch him race a woman on a motorcycle in like rural freaking Japan in the 90s on a bicycle.
On a bicycle, who then proceeds to ride a power line and then attempt to jump a ravine. It's a treat.
It really is.
Go watch the scene where he is attempting to do like one lap in a pool, and watch the dub version of it, because the dub is really good.
You know, it really was a pretty good dub.
So yeah,
I cannot complain about that dub.
No,
I mean, it's still of its time, but it's a good one of its time.
Yeah, there are some dubs that have aged really well.
I mean, yeah. Unlike the original Devil May Cry.
Yeah. Well, that's just hokey and wooden in a fun way, kind of like how you watch a bad B movie.
Hey, I think that's literally why people like you and a lot of people actually like the series.
Yeah.
Because like that is supposed to be Dante's character, I think.
You think he's supposed to be wooden instead of cool wacky woohoo pizza man?
I think it's a bit of both. Like, he's cool wahoo pizza man, but like he's dancing around shirtless in his office to get that pizza, like swinging the sword around, and then like he just says the corniest shit. Like, yeah. I think he's supposed to kind of be like, oh yeah, I'm so cool, I'm rad, you know, emo hairstyle, but also, I'm gonna fill your soul with light!
I should have been the one. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, he just says corny shit every now and again, and he doesn't realize how bad it is. Like, now that he's getting, like, the gray hairs and stuff, I just, like, dude, Dante is like that weird uncle. He's your cool uncle, but also
he's the cool uncle that likes to watch Commando with his nephews.
Yeah, like that's my thing. I see Dante as that. Like he's still cool, But like he's that out of touch uncle at the same time at like every Thanksgiving.
Running Man is his favorite Schwarzenegger movie.
Oh my god. And the thing is, this could totally happen. Like DMC6, take notes.
Yeah, cut to Virgil and Dante in hell after they've cut off the Clyphot, and they somehow found a TV and made a couch out of demon bodies, and they're just sitting there watching movies, and I would pay for that cutscene, and
Honestly,
it could possibly happen because people have been. Okay, so before we end off,
before we end this,
video,
man, 'cause we're
I
having
want to
fun.
share with you a particular meme. How aware are you of the Virgil lawn chair meme?
Not at all.
So, you know, Virgil revealed to be Nero's dad, and
Yeah.
he's pretty much a deadbeat dad that's like, oh, I seek power and all that. And what's a common sight when you think of a deadbeat dad? You think of a tank top, a beer can in hand, you know, shut up, the game's on. And you also think of a white lawn chair. So people
Walmart
have
special.
been modding lawn chairs with Virgil imagery like for the last few years, to the extent where someone modded his summon swords ability to be summoning blue lawn chairs. Yeah.
I love that. See,
DMC
now I
community's
might
fun.
play DMC5.
DMC community's fun. It's a fun
Okay,
game.
I'm sorry. This is amazing. Just upside down
Yeah,
bicycle
it's-
grind.
It's fun.
Oh yeah, games this year, man. It's like they're games again, and not freaking microtransaction whale hogs.
Whale hogs or battle pass shit.
Yeah, and I don't
Like
mind.
with that Chocobo racing game that would have had so much potential if it wasn't for the fact they tried to pull a battle pass thing on us.
Well, you know, the original on the PS1 didn't do that, and if they just stuck to letting it be a remake.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good enough spot, if any, to close out.
All right, Ad Wiedersehen, everybody.
Yeah, like and sub, and again, apologies for getting a little ranty and stuff. It's just
Yeah, we're passionate, and honestly,
we're passionate about a lot of these subjects.
We don't
and
necessarily have a level up years planned right now, so we're just fitting it into the series. At least we got
Yeah.
regular uploads happening.
yeah, because you know, life happens, and it means that we can't exactly fit all the things we want to do in our schedules, and it just means on occasions we're just gonna dip into a subject that we're pretty passionate about and want to, at the very least, put our 2 cents in and, you know, try to convey information, I guess. I don't know, because like I'm not gonna call myself the most learned journalistic source, but I have my thoughts on things, and my thoughts are CEOs should not be earning more than
A couple million.
the millions and billions that they are getting.
Yeah, like, I get it. You know what? If you become a freaking, like, wage slave for 30, 40 years, somehow, you know, suck it up to the freaking top there, you know. I don't know what favors
You'd think that'd
did.
humble you.
You would think, but it's like, okay, at that point, maybe a mil or 2 a year. It's like, okay, you're definitely making more than everyone under you, but, like, you probably had to kiss a lot of ass.
Yeah, and
So-
even then for a lot of these more like trust fund style, like that's the problem, is that a lot of these like a lot of these like billionaires and millionaires are not humble
Nope.
and likely bought their way to the top through connections and stuff.
That's why I'm like, you know what, if it's like just 1 mil, 2 mil, fine. But when I hear like some dude, I forget what it is, with the auto workers union was making like $375 million a year, I'm like, at this point, dude, you, your kids, your wife, your aunt, your uncle, your niece, your nephew, none of y'all ever gotta worry about retirement. None of y'all ever gotta worry about getting a cancer diagnosis to anyone you love. Like, you work for a year, and you've essentially...
You work for a year and you have generational wealth by just farting.
Pretty much. And, like, you're going to get a manager to invest that stuff, so that's growing at, like, the rate of inflation, if not a bit better. And... yeah, at that point, like, you never have to worry about anything else in your life. So when is enough enough? And, like, you know, can you help your fellow man? Because I think it's getting kind of ridiculous at that point. Like, even Warren Buffett, whatever you want to say about him, the man eats McDonald's every morning. And literally is like, yo, when I die, I hate to say it, but like, just put your money in BlackRock. Like, I can at least respect him. The Omaha guy's down to earth, and he's like, you know what? I literally live like a kid, because who's the healthiest thing you've ever seen? It's a 5-year-old. So I try to eat like a 5-year-old. That's
a weird. I don't know if like the cafeteria filled with Lunchables and school chicken fried steaks is healthier than a lot of stuff you could access.
I'm just saying, when you're a multimillionaire, like, try to be a Warren Buffett. He's probably done some shady shit, but you know what? Overall, he just seems like the nice grandpa ending we all want.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like an asshole with his wealth. Like he's not invasively wealthy.
Yeah, it's like he's wealthy, but he did start trading penny stocks and like flipping newspapers or something. Like, I don't know. He got lucky on a few, and now it's like, I drink a lot of Diet Coke. I own a immense amount of wealth in Coke stock. Like, my blood is now 30% Diet Coke and McDonald's, and I've avoided diabetes into my 80s. But I feel like, you know what, that's the one millionaire where it's like, is it aspirational? Maybe not. But, like, that's the one time where I'm like, you know what, you're mostly harmless.
And, yeah. But
don't be an Elon Musk. Be a Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
And if you can't be a Warren Buffett, be a Jimmy Buffett. Rest in peace and have a hamburger in paradise.
I fucking hate that. I fucking hate Jimmy Buffett's music so much. There was a...
Oh, really?
Like, here's a fun little story that'll close us out.
Oh, okay.
Like and sub, by the way. Here's a little story. In my college campus, a while ago, there was a person that worked on overseeing, like, what music played over the sort of lobby hub area where you could get food from the cafe and like sit and do your homework and such.
Mm-hmm.
The same like 6 or 7 Jimmy Buffett songs played in that lobby on repeat. I have heard Cheeseburger in Paradise more times in that fucking lobby in those few months than I will ever want to hear for the rest of my fucking life. Never again.
So
no.
What you're saying is, next time you're down here, I shouldn't take you to a Margaritaville.
No! No!
Okay. I would never have expected, like, Jimmy Buffett to be your hot take, but okay. I love this.
Like, props to the man for making music that made a lot of people happy, but it didn't make me happy. Like, listen, you can only hear so much of a particular song over the past few months, even when you're already not that big of a fan of the more like folky kind of music.
I mean, I'll give you that. I remember working at the mom and pop freaking grocery store in high school in town. And essentially, even to this day, I walk in there now. It's under new management. They only play, like, the top hits of the 50s and 60s. That's it. And it's like the same 40-song set list. I know all these songs by heart now. And I'm like, oh my god. How did people back then not have a worse suicide rate than we do now? Because this music is depressing.
Hey, I'm just glad I've forgotten the lyrics and everything, because like I've forgotten them out of spite. I gave myself hyper specific spite amnesia.
Damn, dude. All right, well, hey, you got hot takes from both of us today. Dang.
Yeah.
All right.
Take care, everybody.
Take care.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Open Couch Gaming for more video game antics.